everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Soup Bowl. I am your host, Renee Murdoch, and it is so good to see you again. It is so good to just, meet up, hug, chop it up, be with one another in each other's space. I'm so glad that you have joined on today, that you are liking, that you are sharing, that you are listening, and that we are doing life together, because we was never meant to do life alone. It's been a while, good people. It's been a while. Maybe for not some of you, but for me, it's been a month. It's been a whole month. Yes, I took some time off the month of August. Because that is the month of my birthday, and also just preparations of just going into a new year or whatnot. And I really felt that there was a need, it was a necessity to steal away, And sometimes we can get all types of signs and this and that. And we just continue to keep going on until we reach the point of burn out. Ooh, that's like a cuss word, right? Burn out. And so I didn't want to get to the point of burnout. I was using wisdom, and I said, oh, hold up a second. Renee, you need to take a moment for yourself. And so that's what I have been doing for not exactly a whole month, but pretty much a good 3.5 weeks. Let's put it like that, a good 3.5 weeks. And, a lot has happened, a lot has went on in these 3.5 weeks, and we're going to talk all about it. We're going to talk about, the things that I've seen, I've experienced, the way I was feeling. Ooh. And just get a little down and dirty, with some stuff. So I don't know how you're feeling about that. But hey, check me out here on YouTube, on Spotify, and also Amazon listening, as well as www.4mosaic.com. Visit the site, share it with some people that might need some consulting or some coaching. I am here for it. Again, that is www.4mosaic.com. Okay, so what have I been doing? I've been doing some hiking. Yes, I've been doing some hiking. Ask me, have I been swimming? Ask me. No, that's not what I've been doing. So I've been doing some hiking. And I think I talked about this before in the podcast about my hiking trip that I do for my birthday every year. And sad to say, and this is just, I'm going to own it. I'm going to own this, right? I'm not going to put it on anyone else, but I did not actually take a hiking trip this year for my birthday. I did not set aside time and plan out a hiking trip for my birthday. And that is part of the reason why I had to steal away. Now, did I go hiking? Yes, I went hiking 3 times, but it wasn't necessarily for like, oh, this is my birthday trip. I'm going somewhere new, and this trip is just about hiking. No, I did not do that. So that's why I'm saying I did not take the birthday hiking trip. But again, that's on me. I'm not going to try to put that on nobody else. So you got to know when to, not you got to know when, but you ought to always take ownership, right, for the decisions that you make in life. You got to take ownership of it. That's just simple. Just take ownership for it, and it's all good, right? One place that I did go to was Costa Rica, and I'd never been to Costa Rica before, and it was nice. I did not go to the Caribbean side, and that's kind of the tourism type side or whatever, and you're on the coast and you're on the beach and those things of that nature. I did not go on that side. If I were to go back, then I would definitely would visit it because I've never seen it before. I am not the beach gal. I would go to the beach, but I'm not the beach gal. And so usually that is not my go-to type place. And so, of course, what did I end up at? I end up at the national parks. And let me tell you, Costa Rica has a lot of national parks. It just does. Like if you do not have to go far or search high and search low for places to go hiking there. Excuse me. You just don't have to do it. It's right there for you. It was like, where do I go? Which way? Do I go east? Do I go west? Do I go north? Do I go south? Which should I pick? Right? And so so I ended up hiking twice. 2 days while I was there, and it really wasn't supposed to be 2 days, but it ended up being 2 days because of some other things, which was great for me. I loved it versus the 1 day where I was like, we're going to take 1 day to go hiking, and so of course Murdoch agreed, and yay. And so that's what happened, and then we got to go again. So it was really great to be out there. I took lots of pictures, talked to some people that were going out there to, do photography, things of that nature. So it was a great time actually going up, the mountain, and we did some driving. And as we were going up, when we were driving, almost like when we went to Hawaii, when we were driving, it was just, it was not like, but it was, the road was like it, but just the temperature. So it was really getting like cold, like literally cold. Like I know I stay cold, but like the temperature, you could tell like you were like literally cold. Excuse me, as you were going up, into the mountains, and it was beautiful, but at the same time, like, like you are away from civilization, right? Like you better make sure you have enough food, supplies, whatever, because there's no, hey, yeah, I forgot this ingredients and I need to run back to the store, or oh my gosh, like I need a loaf of bread, something like that. Like you're not getting it. You're just not. So, yeah. So it was just really good to see that. And then about the food, it was a little challenging for me because a lot of things are pork and beef. And so yeah, I wasn't really able to like experience the cuisine, but they have like a lot of different other types of cuisine that's over there. So I did get to experience that. The people are nice and they're hard workers. They are literally hard workers. This was the thing that was interesting to me though. Like you saw the people on the freeway walking, right? Like walking to get to wherever they were going, whether it be at work, home. You just saw them walking everywhere. Of course, there's drivers, there's bicyclists, and then there's the bikes, the motorcycles, right? But they were literally, walking on the freeway, and I was just like, this is odd. Like you're walking. This is a freeway, people. Like you would not catch people in the United States of America walking on the freeway. You just would not. And so, but it was like it's the norm, right? And then public transportation is the norm too. But their buses are not like our city buses. Their buses are kind of like the Greyhound buses, right? Like that's the way their city buses kind of look. So that was interesting as well. And then we went to, I saw a Walmart sign, so I wanted to go to Walmart. And let me tell you why I wanted to go to Walmart. I'm not a Walmart like shopper and you in Walmart, like I go there and get eggs. But I wanted to go because anytime I go to a different place, I want to see, like, are they selling the same things? What does it look like, or whatever, right? So I did a video actually, and I put it on social media about this Walmart that we went to, and definitely was not like the Walmarts that I've been to. I would say 98% of the time over here in the United States. One, it was very clean. It was clean, and it looked like, when you first walked in, it was like, the bakery area was like a little cafe type feel. Not like, not like the Walmart here. Not like the Walmart here. And it was just a nice area. Like, you would literally be like, oh, I actually would sit here and eat something. I would actually go purchase something and come back and sit down and eat. Kind of like IKEA, right? Like, no one, I don't know anybody that's like, it has like the icks, going to IKEA eating something. But, so it was nice, clean, nice setup as far as like bakery, pastries, things of that nature. The store was not like super huge, like the ones over here in the States. It was a nice size, but it did cover, the home goods, and as well as the clothing, as well as the food. And so, but one thing that it did not have a lot of aisles of was like the personal items. Literally, I think like it was maybe 4 aisles of like personal items and kind of like your pharmacy type, type items or whatever. So it was very interesting. I went in there because I wanted to get like a little small thing of aloe vera. No, no. There's like no small thing, nothing. And then when I was trying to ask for the trial, not the trial, but the travel size, it was like literally like just like a little small little corner like this, and I was like, what is this, the travel size? It is like, I'm like, but when when you come to the Walmart over here, like they have like a pretty, nice section for travel, or any store you go to, there's like a nice section for travel, but no, not there, no. But it was organized. Even the clearance section, listen up, regional managers, store managers, the clearance section was neat. It was neat. Again, go look at the video because it was neat. I'm going to keep saying it because it was neat. It was organized. It was by items. It was by color. It was by categories. Like, you literally could be like, oh, the clearance section. Oh, let me see. Okay, that's nice. You didn't have to dig through things. You didn't have to like pick stuff off the floor or, kind of move things around because somebody came over and just messed everything up and nobody didn't organize it, or nobody cleaned it up, before opening up the next day. You literally can go to the clearance section and be like, bam, oh wow, let me get this. Because you ever been to the store and the clearance is just so messy that you just look at it and you like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I know y'all want to get rid of this, but you're not, because it's so messy and unorganized. No one wants to dig through that mess. And then they do dig through it, they just make it even more messier. Like, right? Like, there's a Target that I literally like cringe, right? And I only go to this Walmart if I'm like in the area. And I'm thinking where it sits at and like the neighborhood that's around it, there should be no reason why this Target looks the way it does. And then the clearance, it's just, I just don't understand it. Like, store manager, you need to get it together because I don't understand it. I don't. I don't understand it. And then the one Target that you would think would look like that based upon where it sits at is clean, organized, right? It's just organized. But anyway, on top of that, you all need to do a little bit better with your makeup selections and even in your clothes selection, and for your melatonin, females. Let's get it together, Target. But anyway, back to Walmart. So it was really nice. It was really clean. The cart section, the way they had the cart set up, guess where they were at? Guess where they were at, people? They were not in the store. The carts were they were stacked by the parking, where the parking spots were. So the parking was actually underneath, right, in the store was on top. And get this, that every section that there were parking spots, there were sections of carts. So guess what? You're not wandering around trying to find a cart if all the carts are taken, right? When you take the cart out to your car, bam, the cart place is right there, and then put it back there, right? You don't have to try to figure out how to take it back to the store or just leave it there where you're at, and then people need a cart. No, it was right there. So that's pretty smart of them to do that. And you can't really just leave it. The way the parking lot set, you just can't just like leave it out there anyway, right? So it was pretty smart, right? So yeah, so that was a really good experience going to Walmart over there. Probably some other stuff that I'm missing in reference to this trip. So gotta get back to you with that. But no, it was good to experience it. We went on the second day of the hike. We went to a hidden gem. It was a great experience. And so the guy that like basically he I guess he's like up in the mountains, and he just kind of directs you on which direction you're going to go to make sure, I guess, people are not getting lost, because the marking is quite interesting. But anyway, it skips. Like, even if points were numbered, like you don't see them, I still couldn't find all of them. So maybe somebody removed them or whatever the case may be. But anyway, so we were using the Google Translate as much as we could, because of course you weren't getting a signal. And so we got to this place where it's like this really huge waterfall. It was just gorgeous. It was just so gorgeous. And to get there was quite a journey. And the older gentleman, Murdoch wanted to ask him questions, and asking him questions, whatever, he really wasn't understanding, because he just only, didn't speak English. So we're, looking it up or whatever, and he's trying to show him, like, the words on his phone. And so, like, the second time he did it, I'm looking at the old man's face, and I'm looking at him, and I was just like, I don't think he can read, right? And so then I told Murdoch, I was like, I don't think he can read. And then Murdoch was like, yeah. And so he did it again. And then the fourth time, like, he finally was like, yeah, I don't think you can read. Dude, I said that 2 times ago while you're sitting here trying to figure out this thing. So I was like, say the words. Like, try to say the words, and maybe, like, he'll understand what you're saying. And so he basically had to call the other guy at the very front where you come in on the walkie-talkie, whatever, to talk to you about, whatever, what he was trying to ask him. So he was translating for us. But anyway, it's so interesting. Like, literally, for all these years, you can go through life, right? And he knows this area like the back of his hand. And, but yet, still cannot read. So I don't know, what area, he was when it came to reading or whatever, but knew the land very well. And so that was, not surprising, but just, interesting. Like, when you still see that during this, time or whatever. But yeah, that was interesting, but very nice, nice place to go visit. If you haven't had the opportunity, and if you have had the opportunity to go to Costa Rica, but you just stayed on the Caribbean side, I, challenge you to go visit the national parks and to hike. And not only that, but go amongst the locals. The more you eat somewhere, like the same place or whatever, the more discount, so to speak, and family type feel comes about in those type of areas. And so that was really great. Oh, and we met this gentleman that was a part of the Redskins, which is now the Commanders, was part of the Redskins or whatever. I can't remember which year, but he had a ring. And so he had a shirt on that said the Commanders, and I was just messing with him because I'm not a fan. I'm really not. I don't care. And so I was just like, really? You got that shirt on? And then I was just like, you're going to just wear that shirt. Like, I can't remember. I said something like that. And so he had like this little bag, the older man, he had like a little bag, and he was just like, yeah, you messing with me, whatever. And so he's like, I'm going to show you. So then he pulls out his ring, and I was just like, oh, I was like, this is real. So I'm showing Murdoch. And then, of course, they start talking and who was playing on the team at that time. And so then I'm like, you just carry that around? And then he was just like, oh, no. And then he just started talking about how he goes to Costa Rica every year and how he does a football camp there. And I was like, oh, well, how did that come about? So he's telling us the story of how it came about and how the gentleman that lives there helped him out. And so he wanted to, help him out. And this was a way of him giving back to him and his community in which he lives. And he says, the children there look forward to it. The community looks forward to it every year. And just for them to, do something, in that time span. And so he says, like, he's just there for about 3 years. But he's like, yeah, he's like, it's been like 8 times. And I was like, wow. So basically he says he goes back during the same time period every year. And I thought that was pretty neat. I also thought that was very honorable of him to do that, to stick to it and to give back. And, why not? Why not? Right? There are so many things that we can do, especially as adults, that we can give back to our community in some way, shape, or form. That's why I do believe in volunteering, but I also have come to realize there's a balance when it comes to volunteering, and we just need to keep that balance. But we do need to get back to the younger generation. Just think about it. Was there some program, something or whatever that you were involved in, and it made a difference in your life, right? It made a difference. I remember going to a college and going on the campus because part of the program that I was in, we did some of the activities on the college campus, and not really realizing at the time, but when I got older, that was part of the program. They wanted to introduce young people to the life of college. Like, we didn't go to a college class. They didn't say, oh, this and that, whatever. We were just on the campus. We were on the campus, and we were utilizing the gym. We were utilizing the classrooms to have purity classes. We were eating in the cafeteria. And so by that happening, I was like, oh, I think I want to go to school. So they never like, you need to go to college and we're going to show you what is not, that could be a part of the process. But just being in the environment made me think about, oh, I might want to go to college. Like, my mother never, took us herself to a college campus or really set us down. She gave us a choice of what we would do when we would graduate. And that was one of the choices, again, but herself not really taking us to college, herself. My mother had numerous certifications and certificates, and she had an associate's degree from the community college. And so that was, one of the things that, she told us, like, look, you're either going to go into the service, you're going to get a full-time job, or you're going to go to college. Those are your three things that you were going to do. And be out of her house. So that was the choices that we had. So we were not laying up in the house. Let me tell you, we were not laying up in the house. We had to go get it. And that is what I saw in Costa Rica. Hard working people, right? Going to go get it, right? Hustling in a good way, right? Selling candy, selling fruit, selling, I think one of the things over there was they were selling plantains or pork skins, something like that. Was always pretty big because we always seen people on the side of the road selling it. But that's what they were doing, right? And just interesting as well, going through some of the neighborhoods in the, kind of urban area, is that it's gates. Like literally there's gates to get to your front door. And I thought about that. I was like, I don't know if I want to live like that. I always want to live behind a gate. I always want to, living behind a wall, right, all the time. But apparently there must be crime, in those areas that we seen that, because the further out you went, like into the country area, you saw a little bit of it, but not as much. Right. And then, of course, the homes weren't as close, but they were also, very different. You had, we seen where people were just, making it happen. A place to, lay their head and have shelter and things of that nature. So I definitely saw people that were just wanting to make a honest living over there, and just look, we gotta do it. Like literally, we saw the same guy every day we were there, the same time. Now remember, we're early risers, the same time, right? And then us coming down off the mountain or whatever, still there selling their products. And again, hardworking, dedication to make sure that, whether he had a family or himself or whatever, but that he was making an honest living, and not running out there and stealing from people things that did not belong to him. So I'm just kind of like, like if, people can just get that, young people out here can get that concept, like, you're going to have to work hard to get to where you want to be at. Nothing is going to come easy, right? That's another topic for another day. So, but I really, me and Murdoch was just really talking about that. Like how we just saw people really out there getting it. It wasn't signs up like, can you give me some money because I want something to eat. No, they were selling something to get money, to get something to eat. Yes, those of you that are holding up signs, and no, work. Sell something, right? And if the person doesn't want it, then they can be like, yeah, no, I don't want it, but I'll just go ahead and give you whatever. Because somebody was selling fruit, but what they wanted for all the fruit, I was like, well, we can't take fruit back, so... but I do want to get some fruit, so can we just get this for this? And they was like, oh yeah. And and then they were like, but you don't have to pay that. And I was like, nah, bruh, you be out here every day from sun up to sun down. You're here. I want to make sure that, we can bless you how we can. And so we did. Oh my gosh, we don't have enough time. Because I've been rambling about nothing, pretty much. But I went to McDonald's, guys. I went to McDonald's and ask me did I eat a burger. I did not. But anyway, when they went to McDonald's, of course, again, it's one of those things of let's see what their McDonald's is about, right? Their menu is about. Doesn't really look the same. They actually have a separate section for the cold treats. And I did get a plain vanilla ice cream cone. And it was so good. No, it was not like the ones in the States. I hit it up twice. You hear what I'm saying? I hit it up twice. And so it was good. It was good. All right, y'all. That's it for today. Until next time, do know that leading is teachable. I love you. There's nothing that you can do about it. Make sure you get the necessary rest and don't be shameful about it. Be unashamed and don't be worried about the responses that you get when you tell people that you're stepping away for some time for yourself. All right, I love you. Until next time.